You've seen the images, right? You've heard the names, but what exactly are we looking at? In this explainer, we're going to uncover the truth behind one of the most sacred and recognizable pieces of land on the entire planet. Let's get into it. You know that iconic golden dome? But all the names can get, well, pretty confusing. Is it the Al Aqsa Mosque? The Dome of the Rock? Something else entirely? Look, if you've ever wondered that, you're not alone. And today, we're going to get you a crystal clear answer. Okay, so to really get this right, we have to kind of zoom out and start with the big picture. Because this isn't just about one building, it's a massive ancient foundation that holds many different identities. The entire site is this huge walled area covering 144,000 square meters. Now, to put that into perspective, you could fit over 500,000 worshippers inside these walls all at once. It's truly like a city within a city. This single space is known by a lot of different names, and each one really reflects a different layer of its long and sacred history. For Muslims, it's often called Beit al-Maqdis, or Al-Haram al-Sharif, which means the noble sanctuary. For Jews, it's known as the Temple Mount. And the history here? Wow, it's just as layered as the names. The story of this site is one of constant reverence, for sure, but it's also one of destruction and rebuilding over and over and over again. I mean, the timeline is just staggering. Tradition holds that Prophet Ibrahim or Abraham was the one who first established the site. Centuries later, Prophet Sulaiman or Solomon built the first temple. But that temple was destroyed by the Babylonians. It was rebuilt, only to be destroyed again by the Romans in 70 CE. For centuries, it just lay in ruins, can you imagine? Until Caliph Abdul al-Malik constructed that iconic Dome of the Rock in 691 CE. And even after that, it was captured during the Crusades before being reclaimed by the legendary Saladin Ayyubi in 1187. And what's really incredible to think about is that the city itself, founded by the Canaanites, is even older than most of these famous events. Its roots stretch back thousands of years before the Common Era. All right, now for the main event, let's finally and clearly break down what's what. This is where we untangle the names once and for all and give you a clear map of the holy compound. First up, the biggest piece of the puzzle, Beit al-Maqdis. When you hear this term, I want you to think of the entire 144,000 square meter enclosure. This means every single building, every courtyard, every tree, and every gate within those ancient walls. The whole shebang. Next, the image everyone knows. The Golden Dome. This building is Kubbat as-Sakra, or the Dome of the Rock. And here is the key thing to remember. It is not a mosque. It's actually a shrine, built to commemorate a single sacred rock that is central to the site's entire history. And finally, this building, with the less famous gray or silver dome, this is the Al Aqsa Mosque, also known as Al-Qibli Mosque. This is the main congregational mosque where formal prayers are led, and you'll find it on the southern end of the compound. So let's nail this down. Beit al-Maqdis is the whole compound. The Dome of the Rock is the Golden Dome Shrine, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque is the gray domed building for congregational prayer. 3 distinct parts, all in one sacred space. So now that we know what everything is, let's dig into why this site is so profoundly important, especially within Islam. And it all goes back to a miraculous journey. This saying, or hadith, of Prophet Muhammad really establishes the site as the 3rd holiest in all of Islam, a destination for pilgrimage right alongside the holy mosques in Mecca and Medina. Its status comes from the miraculous night journey. Islamic tradition says that the Prophet Muhammad traveled from Mecca all the way to Beit al-Maqdis in a single night. Here, he led all 124,000 prophets in prayer before ascending to the heavens from the very rock that is now enshrined right under that golden dome. And this just brilliantly illustrates the site's layered meaning. That single rock is revered in Islam as the point of the Prophet's ascension. And in Jewish tradition, it's the foundation stone, the location of the Holy of Holies within the ancient temples, and the very site where Abraham was to sacrifice his son, Isaac. Okay, so let's jump to the present and see how this ancient compound exists today. Because this is not a museum, it's a vibrant, living, breathing, sacred space at the absolute heart of Jerusalem's old city. Inside those walls, history is everywhere you look. The dome's brilliant gold, all 200 kilograms of it, was only added in 1993. Inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque, you can still find the original 12th century wooden pulpit, or minbar, of Saladin. The compound is accessed through ancient gates, while its western flank is the Western Wall, a primary site of Jewish prayer. And deep below, an ancient basement mosque is still used to teach the Quran today. And just outside the gates, the old city just buzzes with life. It's a maze of narrow alleyways and vibrant markets called souks, filled with merchants and visitors, connecting the Muslim, Christian, Jewish, and Armenian quarters of this incredible city. So we'll end on this thought. How can one place hold so many names and so much sacred meaning for so many people? Now, the next time you see that golden dome, you'll know it's not just stone and gold, but a symbol of layered history, faith, and devotion.